I think that this is the moment for collective impact, and that's why so many people are focusing on it and its need right now. We've faced huge challenges around the globe, and what we've recognized is that the old way of doing things isn't working. But collective impact gives us a very disciplined, robust strategy to take on those challenges and to do so working with, collaborating with local communities. So I think we've seen a track record of success, and we'll see more of that as we continue to do this work.
Collective impact in some way, shape, or form has been around for decades. Whether or not people had that language, I don't think it's necessarily something new. I think we are at a really interesting point in time where there's a great deal, perhaps more interest than there has been in the past. And the question is why? I think a couple of things. One is that there's a growing recognition among many people that the way that we're doing things isn't working, and people are looking for an alternative way. Second is, I think, in most of the developed world and even in developing world, I think there's a recognition that the pool of public resources, government resources to address social and environmental problems is not going to get any larger, and it may in fact be shrinking going forward. And so people are really trying to wrestle with this question that used to be quaint but is reality: how do we do more with less? And so again, I think collective impact offers an opportunity to think about that question in a deep way. And I think the third thing that I'm noticing, and I see it at conferences like Tamarac's conferences, that there is a critical mass of leaders, and many of them, next generation's leaders, that are getting an understanding that this is a way that we can achieve positive and consistent progress at scale. And I think the more that people like the folks at this conference are moving into leadership positions with a different orientation, the more we'll see the collective impact movement pick up speed going forward.
I think collective impact is an important construct for us right now, because people are struggling with why things that they're working very hard at are not succeeding in the way that they think they should, especially things that have succeeded or apparently have succeeded in the past. So there's a searching, there's a quest on right now, and you see it from all sectors. So I think that's the reason why collective impact now, and why collective impact per se, because it does a lovely job of bridging from the traditional to the new. It still allows us to, it honors where we have been, using language that is familiar, and yet still pushing people into a new way of thinking.
Why now is because we've tried everything else. And in many ways, I think we've been doing collective impact in small, short ways prior to this. And now we have a real frame to move forward.
Our communities are changing. And in a sense, there's a real opportunity for us to work at a greater scale than we have before. I think what people are saying is, we've tried a lot of things. We're really actually smart about social issues. We've worked at collaboration for a long time, and we're actually quite good at it. But what we want is a better result, right? And people are hungry now for that better result. And so for that reason, I think people are grabbing on, and it's some of the best that are grabbing on to the collective impact work, because their hope is that we can take this collaborative work that we've been so good at already and take it to a level in which we can have true population change, true population indicator change, less poverty, less crime, right? We can actually bring it down and create a better society.
Some of the best and brightest minds, the hardest workers, people doing the great work in local communities are here. We can learn from one another and then take all of that back to our communities, continue to do the work, and just build the most wonderful learning community of collective impact strategists.
I think there's the pessimistic future and there's the optimistic future. I think the pessimistic future, which many people mention when I'm out and around and talking about collective impact, is, gee, what if many of these efforts that are calling themselves collective impact fail, and this moves from becoming this sort of new shiny object to sort of yesterday's news. And I think there's great potential that many of the efforts that are calling themselves collective impact will fail. Many of the efforts that are calling themselves CI, or collective impact, are not really practicing the principles in the way that many who are doing this good work understand are effective. I think will that sort of dampen the movement and slow the pace? I don't know. I think in some way, shape, or form, whether or not it's called collective impact, this recognition that we as a society need to align and coordinate our resources is only going to become a more intense area of interest for people in leadership positions. And I think we're just going to continue to learn. And so the pessimistic side, to me, I don't see it happening. The optimistic side of collective impact is that it truly becomes the way that society thinks about, society basically, thinks about the business of social change around complex social problems. It becomes sort of the default way that we think about addressing complex social problems at scale.
I think the future of collective impact is not clear. I think one of the risks of something that goes viral very quickly is that everybody starts using the term and starts using it in a very shallow, loose way. And therefore it can get tainted because people are saying, oh, we're all doing collective impact when they aren't. So I think something that goes viral, gets very popular very quickly, can lose some rigor. So that's my fear about the collective impact work. So the fact it's gone viral is a paradox. It's wonderful because it attracts energy, resources, attention, and therefore people are paying good attention to it in practice and conceptually. But I think there is the risk too that it can do the opposite of go slow to go fast. It can go fast to stop if we're not careful.
I think the future of the collective impact is great if we start getting real measurable change in our communities. It'll be same old if we don't.
I think the future of collective impact depends on us. It depends on us going back home. It depends on our doing the work, doing it with rigor and measuring it, doing the evaluation, and then taking that information and sharing it so that we can fail faster forward and that we can create success faster and make sure that the big challenges that we care about, that's the real reason we do this work. The big challenges we care about are being tackled and we're getting them across the goal line.
The future of collective impact has already arrived. We already have a lot of exceptional examples of collective impact working. And what we know is that we are being able to create these types of population change factors. In the city of Hamilton, a number of people here, right? At one point they were the highest rate of child poverty in Canada. Now they're the 12th lowest. Right? In St. John, New Brunswick, they were at 28% poverty. Now they're at 18.5%, right? And they've been working in this way to change macro and micro issues in a way that create positive outcomes and positive change. So I think the future of collective impact now is to take it to scale, to have many more examples, and to work out some of the fine details that truly help us move to a collective impact. But an impact is what we're looking for.